Ooh. We are live. That's the hope from our end. But if somebody can confirm on the other end, front end, like we used to say during our IT days, front end से अगर कोई confirm कर दे कि हम live हैं, so we can start this very fun, contextual, topical quiz that we are doing tonight with three of our exhaustive members. Very excited. Yes, we are live. Shashank is here. Hello, Shashank. Aishwarya is here. Hi, Aishwarya. Shrimo is here. And Harsh is here. Nice. Hello and welcome everyone to a very special short and sweet quiz that we've been doing of late quite a few times on the channel. I think this is the first one that we are doing in November. Is it? Yes, it is. Today's quiz is, like I said, contextual because US presidential elections are happening on Tuesday, as they happen every 4 years. And I am obsessed with politics in general, and Indian politics and American politics in particular, electoral politics in particular. So we thought we'll do one fun quiz just as a run up to the election that should start early morning India time tomorrow, and 5th November evening for the local actual voters. But US election, some people might say कि US election में तुम क्यों quiz करा रहे हो? But I do believe that their impact is felt all over the world, no matter what you say, no matter what you believe in. But these elections are sort of important for the whole world. To celebrate, not celebrate, but to just go in the history of US elections. We have three members here. Two of them have been here earlier. One of them is making his debut. Calling them one by one. First up is the one and only Dhruv Nath.
Hi, KV.
Dhruv, as always, in office like a good person. Are you following elections, Dhruv? Are you into? Do you?
I have been following it intermittently, not as actively, I think, as I'd followed the previous one.
Yeah. Any predictions?
I'm afraid to say it, but I think Trump might just make it, and that's not the hope from me. But the popular vote may just be in his favor.
Right. Okay, cool. Our next contestant is actually making his debut on quizzing. He grew up in Bangalore, currently lives in Boston area. The only one on this panel who is actually in the US. Was introduced to quizzing by his mom and sister during pandemic. That's crazy. Grew up watching Monvita quiz contest. Loves history, geography, sports, and technology. Give it up for Srikanth. Srikanth.
Hi, KV.
What is like they say in Indian news channel, Zameen se kya khabar? What's the news from the ground from Boston? What's the
Boston has typically always voted Democrat. It's a deep blue state. But I think in general, the elections are too close to call. It's the polls are all within the margin of error. So it's right now, it's anyone's game. So it's too close to call.
Exactly what I've been listening because a very close friend of mine, coincidentally from Boston, I was speaking to today evening. And he said, like, Boston, in fact, most of New England has traditionally been blue. But he said, for the first time since I moved to the US, I'm seeing Trump signs and flags in my locality. So it's like, oh, I can't believe. Like, I was driving to work and he's like, Trump, ye kya ho raha hai? So it's damn close. It's damn close. Okay. Srikanth is here. And our third panelist has also been here on Quizzing Members and lots of team quizzes that we've done in the past. Siddhesh is here. Siddhesh.
Hey, hi KV. Hi everyone.
Hi Siddhesh. Hi. Hello Siddhesh. Have any predictions? Any views that are? Go for it.
I'll take a neutral. It's like predicting. As I heard on one of the talk shows, it's like predicting a child. It's like either a girl or a boy. 50% होने वाला है. And whoever comes नीला हो या लाल हो, कोहराम तो मचने वाला है. So
नीला हो या लाल. Oh man. Okay. But regardless, today we'll not be talking about this election. We'll be going in the history of US elections. And mix of questions from different eras, some tough, some easy. I hope you guys like it. And once again saying hi in the chat to everyone. Amlan Pin, Patro is here, Ankit is here. Hi Ankit. Who are you all rooting for? Says Karthik. I think predominantly, most people here must be rooting for Kamala Harris is what I would presume. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Srikanth would know. I was like, I think there's a joke in the recent Hassan Minhaj special where he's like, बाकी सब एक तरफ है, but अगर कोई मुझे बोले कि federal tax 0 है, I might just be like, ठीक है यार. Oh man. Okay. Shyam says hello. How to apply for participation in quizzes? Shima has already answered that. Cool. Amazing. Amazing. Srikanth, but in your friend circle, just one of those unknown questions. What's
Yes.
the feel like? Who are they rooting for? If you can say in public, it's okay if you can't divulge.
I think most of my friends are rooting for Kamala.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. India में कमल और US में कमला. हाँ, come on. Okay. That's a proper Aaj Tak headline. I'm predicting it now, guys. I can't call the election, but I'm calling that. If Kamala Harris wins, there will be an Indian news channel that will draw the analogy of Kamal in Bharat and Kamala in US for sure.
Beautiful.
Man. Apart from, of course, there'll be interviews in Tamil Nadu with some Mausi, Chachi, some Durki. All that is going to happen for sure if she wins. Cool. Let's do it. I know. Every time I see Dhruv in quizzing evening in his office, in his formal, I'm like, jaldi khatam karo. Dhruv ko bahut kaam karna hai. Okay. Cool. Just confirm if you guys can see the screen. 3 of you. You can?
Yep.
Cool. Let's do this. 8 questions. As you know, 3, 1 audience. 3, 1 audience. Credits to me. This is that Obama meme giving medal to himself. Man, because yeah. Okay, cool. I think the first question is an audience question. We're going to audience. Audience, I'm taking you back to this crazy election in the end of 19th century. One of the most controversial elections in US history took place in 1876 when a dispute over electoral votes led to intense political maneuvering. The candidate who ultimately assumed the presidency saw the end of Reconstruction shortly afterward, bringing a major shift in federal policy. Who was this president and whose election hinged on a highly disputed vote count? This is a crazy moment in US electoral history. Somebody basically there was a lot of issues with this election, and then there was a deal with the southern states, and it eventually ended with something called the Deal of 1877, where this president said, "Ki tum mujhe president bana do, I'll stop Reconstruction in the south." And it's one of those crazy moments. Let's see who guessed it before anyone else. It is Amlan Patro. Well done, man. Fantastic. Sana Yasmin Khan, you're also right. And Ankit Jain, you're also right. Any guesses from you guys for no points?
William Harding?
No.
Jefferson?
Not Jefferson.
Is it Grant?
Not Grant. Grant was just before it. But the answer is Rutherford B. Hayes. As answered by Amlan and Ankit. We're talking about Hayes. Hayes was that guy. Okay, cool. Now we come to you guys. We'll start with Dhruv. The order will be Dhruv, Srikanth, Siddhesh. Dhruv, this is one of the most iconic moments from world history, actually. The year 1960 saw a major shift in how presidential candidates connected with the public as two rivals took part in the nation's first televised debate. While one candidate appeared youthful and composed on screen, the other appeared pale and tired, demonstrating the value of image in influencing public opinion. This moment marked a turning point, showing that television could shape the outcome of an election. Who were these two candidates in this groundbreaking debate? Ready when you are, Dhruv.
I know who won, so I know one of the two. But is this Kennedy and Nixon?
Yeah, Kennedy and Nixon. Yes, 10 points there to Dhruv. It is Kennedy and Nixon, the legendary JFK versus Nixon elections. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but there was a very good documentary series where each episode talked about different elections, and they really nicely analyzed this whole election, where a few months before the election, everyone thought Nixon was the front runner. Nixon had been a vice president to Eisenhower earlier. He's considered experienced and like suave and like very strong candidate. But then the debates happened, and there are moments in these debates which are crazy. There are moments when Nixon is, like apna pasina poch raha hai, and then Kennedy looks so charming and so well spoken, etc. So yeah, JFK versus Nixon. Let's see you answer before anyone else. It was Aksh Chaudhary. Well done, Aksh Chaudhary. Well done, Shyam Gopal. Well done, Abhishek Saluja. No, Abhishek, you're only half right. Oh, I think it was a typo. Abhishek said Nixon and Kenneth. I think you meant Kennedy. John F. Kennedy and Nixon says Amlan. Yes, that is correct. Ankit, you're right. 5 o'clock shadow debate. Yes, yes, nicely done. Yes, I was waiting for this comment. And Arpit Guglani, thank you so much for just reinforcing my faith on internet. Why are 4 Indians quizzing about a random foreign country's election? That was a thank you so much, Arpit. Love you, man. 10 points there to Dhruv. Next direct will be to Srikanth. Sorry, this is JFK and Nixon's image from one of these debates. Srikanth, this is for you. In 1912, a former president was so passionate about returning to office that he formed his own political party, famously nicknamed the Bull Moose Party. This division in his former party allowed a Democratic candidate to win the presidency, marking only the second Democratic victory since the Civil War. Who was this determined third party candidate and who ultimately won the election due to the split in the Republican vote? So, two-part answer. I'll need two names whenever you're ready, Srikanth.
So the third part, the one who split from the party would be Theodore or Teddy Roosevelt. And the candidate who ultimately won the election was Woodrow Wilson.
Perfect. Perfectly done. This is another legendary story from this thing. Teddy Roosevelt, of course, was ex-president, legendary president and everything. He wanted to come back, but they were like, nahi, tu kyun ho gaya tera. So he was like, I'll come back with my own party, had a Bull Moose party that split the votes among Republicans, led to Democratic victory, which was a Woodrow Wilson. Who knew that few years later there'll be World War and then everyone will know about Woodrow Wilson after the First World War, with League of Nations and everything. Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. 10 points there to Srikanth. Let's see who answered in the chat before anyone else. Amlan Patro, you are right. But is there anyone who answered both of these things together? And it was you again, Amlan. Well done. It is Teddy Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. Okay. Prakash, you're also right. The answer is Roosevelt and Wilson. Cool. Okay. No pressure, Siddhesh, but everyone else has got 10 and 10 so far. You are the third party.
Just here for fun.
Just here for fun, yaar. You are a Green Party candidate type. Okay. In the early days of American democracy, one president found himself almost universally admired, securing his re-election without any formal opposition in his second term. Leading the nation through a period famously known as the era of good feelings, his presidency symbolized unity and growth after the War of 1812. Which president achieved this unprecedented level of support, winning re-election in 1820 without a single serious rival? Okay, essentially, even back in the day, George Washington had won a couple of elections without any serious thing, but tab to wo time tha when people really didn't take it. The elections weren't that serious, to be honest. But once it became bitter and bitterly fought elections, there was once when somebody in 1821 with no rival, practically no rival at all. There was one guy who got one vote. I don't want to take his name because he's the answer later. So that guy got one vote, and our man got 231 or something. So 231 and 1 in 1820. And that was his second term. That's another hint. So post 1812, era of good feelings. 1816 and 1820 when he fought, there was no opposition.
Was this Grover Cleveland?
Not Cleveland. Going to Dhruv.
Is it John Quincy Adams?
Good guess, but no. Going to Srikanth.
Andrew Jackson?
Not Andrew. Another good guess. All three good guesses, but not the one we are looking for. Siddhesh, the hint is one hint, and anybody can stop me. Okay, one hint is Africa. Anyone wants to stop me at this point? Africa? No, too far-fetched. African capital. Let's do this. Okay, one African national capital. Does that help?
I'll stop you, KV.
Yes.
I was there at the Mumbai.
Yeah. Nice. Yes, that one.
African cap. There, but not there. I'll pass.
Okay. Going to Dhruv.
This is Monroe.
It is Monroe. Yes, 6 points there to Dhruv. It is James Monroe. Monroe is one of those presidents somehow, in my personal opinion, slightly underrated because nobody talks about him when they talk about the greatest presidents of all time. But he had a fantastic reign as an American president. There was a war, and then post-war, he really worked hard and did a lot of things, including the whole Liberia thing. So much so that the capital is named after him, James Monroe, Monrovia, the capital of Liberia. 6 points there to Dhruv. Aksh Chaudhary answered before before anyone else. Aksh Chaudhary, well done. Amlan, you also answered. Shyam Krishnan, Ankit Jain, and yeah, Monrovia. Cool. That brings us to the end of the first half. Dhruv is on 16. Srikanth is on 10 with Roosevelt and Wilson. Dhruv has 16 on JFK, Nixon, and Monroe. Siddhesh yet to start scoring, but Siddhesh is here just for fun, as discussed earlier. Green Party, as I like. The Bloomberg. Siddhesh is the Bloomberg of this presidential election.
I'm actually wearing green, so
Yeah,
quite
nice.
literally Green Party.
Okay, chat. We are starting the second half now, and the first question is again for you guys. And I'll tell you why I didn't take a certain name and why I said Dhruv had a great guess in the last question. This question, the election of 1824, literally the next election after the last one that we talked about, was so unusual that it led to the first and only time the US House of Representatives had to step in to decide the winner. This election featured 4 candidates from the same political party, but no one received a majority of the electoral votes, triggering a complex decision-making process. The candidate who ultimately won is famously known as the corrupt bargain president due to controversial alliances formed during the House vote. Who was this president whose path to victory involved both luck and strategy? Let's see. Yes. Amlan, before anyone else, well done. Electronics guy, you're also right. Ankit Jain, you're right. Everyone is right. The answer is what Dhruv said last time. It is John Quincy Adams. Okay, we are talking about John Quincy Adams. So this another election which was crazy. So there was no majority, and then it kept being delayed. And then John Quincy Adams made a deal with the Speaker of the House कि तू कर दे मेरे को मैं तेरे को ये कर दूंगा and all that. It's known as corrupt bargain. Actually, one of the candidates who lost on this one was Andrew Jackson, and so Srikanth's guess was also here. And the guy, that one guy who stood against James Monroe was John Quincy Adams, who got 1 vote. 231 and 1 in 1820. In 1824, John Quincy Adams. The first time ever that a father and son had presidential, became president. John Adams earlier, John Quincy Adams earlier. Second time it happened was, of course, with George Bush and George W. Bush. Okay.
The Roosevelts as well?
No. They were not father son. They were very distantly related. So Teddy Roosevelt was actually the 5th cousin, in some sense, to the Roosevelt. Yeah. And even I think Eleanor Roosevelt and Teddy Roosevelt had a long some connection. So they were very distantly related. Okay, cool. Siddhesh, this is gonna be for you. The election of 1860 marked a turning point in American history as the nation grappled with deep divisions over the issue of slavery. The winning candidate was a relatively unknown politician from Illinois who had made a name for himself in debates on the morality and expansion of slavery. His victory was the final catalyst for the southern states' secession, sparking the Civil War. Who was this president-elect whose election set the nation on a path to conflict?
Lincoln,
yes. 10
Yeah.
points there to Siddhesh. Yes, 10 points there to Siddhesh, and Abraham Lincoln is correct. Everything else got it before anyone else. Amlan, you're also right. Sameer Gujral, Sanveer is here in the chat. Hey, Sanveer, it's actually not that distantly related. T. Roosevelt's brother's cousin's daughter was Eleanor, something like that. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said distantly related brother. Compared to John Quincy Adams and John Adams, that's too distant. Abhik, you're right. Ankit Jain, you're also right. Victim of John Wilkes Booth. अरे सीधा तो end पे आ गया. Prakash, this one is easy. I agree. This one is easy. Illinois सुन के you will not say Obama. You will say Lincoln in this case. And of course, we all know the story. Lincoln became president. There was a civil war, also retold by Spielberg a few years back. Abraham Lincoln. 10 points there to Siddhesh. Next direct is to Srikanth. In a fiercely contested election in the year 2000, the fate of the presidency came down to a recount in one key state. The prolonged battle reached the Supreme Court, which ultimately decided the outcome in a historic ruling. This case not only determined the winner, but also sparked national debate over election laws and recount processes. Who were the two candidates involved in this close race, Srikanth?
George W. Bush and Al Gore and the
Yes,
hanging child.
that is correct. Srikanth gets 10 points for this. Before Srikanth thought कि यार सिद्धेश को बहुत easy मिल गया, immediately said ये ले 2000 Bush Gore. This was actually the first election I followed. I mean, I think most people in my generation at least, this was the first time we were like, क्या चल रहा है यार? It was crazy, that whole Florida thing, that whole thing that people still talk about, popular vote, college, blah, blah, blah. Let's see who answered before anyone else. Al Gore versus George Bush. Aksh Chaudhary, well done. Amlan, again, well done. Abhik Sarkar, well done. Abhishek Saluja, well done. Ankit Jain, well done. Bush v. Gore. Stolen, said Aksh Chaudhary. But he got a Nobel for inconvenient truth, if that helps. 10 points there to Srikanth. Which means last direct will be to Dhruv. Okay, in this one, actually, I just need one person. The other is just for bragging points, Dhruv. In 1984, a charismatic incumbent president ran for re-election and secured one of the most decisive victories in US history. Winning all but one state, he demonstrated overwhelming popularity across the country, with only Minnesota and Washington, D.C. voting against him. This landslide victory remains one of the largest in the Electoral College. Which president achieved this sweeping win, and who was his opponent is only for bragging rights. Okay, I just want the president who won this crazy victory in 1984.
President is Ronald Reagan.
Yes. Do you want to take a shot at his opponent? We'll take a round actually for that, just for fun. I'm giving you 10 for Reagan, so no stress there. And also checking who answered before anyone else. Kaushik, Iyer, well done. Sanveer, Amlan, all of you are right. And Karthik, you got the other half also. Sanveer, you also got the other half. Abhishek Saluja, you got right. Yes, true.
I don't have a guess, so I'm going to say Bob Hope.
Not Bob Hope. Not Bob Hope. Going to Siddhesh?
Was it Carter? No,
Not
it
Carter.
wasn't.
Carter was the
not
previous.
Carter.
This
Yeah,
thing
Carter
going to
was-
Srikanth?
Was it Lyndon Johnson?
No. Okay. So this was only for bragging, right? The answer is Walter Mondale. And this was a crazy election as Reagan won everything except DC and Minnesota. And yeah, Walter Mondale. And it was some amazing debates happened on this one also. There are some crazy moments. There is this great quote that you guys should check out when people were talking about Reagan's age. And there is a fantastic, I don't want to quote it because I'll butcher it, but Reagan delivered it very well. So you guys should check that out. Amlan says 1984 had two landslide elections, USA and India. Oh, actually, yeah. I think, yeah, that is till date the best ever a party has performed in Lok Sabha elections. Reagan versus
400 plus.
Rajiv Gandhi, 84, landslide.
That was 400 par, no?
Yeah, that was actually 400 par. Walter Mondale is correct. I thought his opponent was Dukakis. Dukakis was George W. Bush, like next election, 88. Great topical quiz. Thank you, Sanveer. Oh, yes, Aksh, that's the code, but I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, okay, Kaushik has actually written the same code, so I'll just say this. I promise not to use my opponent's inexperience against him. Nicely done. And I will not use for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience. Nice, man. Too iconic. Okay, cool. I will not bring my opponent's youth and inexperience in the debate. Yeah. Narcos and good recall point. Franklin Roosevelt. Okay, done. Actually, fantastic stuff. The scores really don't matter for quizzing evenings, but since we have to do this, Dhruv 26, Srikanth 20, and Siddhesh 10. Okay. So yeah, that's the score. But thank you so much, guys, for taking out time, especially from your work and odd timings for some of you. I think Srikanth must be morning for you. And thank you so much. We are trying to do more and more quizzes on this channel, apart from quizzing with members. Like we did Sherlock Holmes quiz. I think Siddhesh, you were here for that one.
Yep.
And we just did this and we are doing more soon. That's it. We're coming to Delhi soon in 3 weeks for quiz shows. That's all. Thank you so much, Dhruv, Siddhesh, Srikanth, and everyone in the chat. Enjoy democracy.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you,
Thank you.
Siddhesh.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.